going on, All Terrain Nation? Today we have the new Sequoia, and we got this fire color. This color is freaking fire, and I, for one, am very, very excited by this because, well, they're just now getting to dealerships, and we're gonna take one of these out on a road course and have a little bit of fun. We're gonna do a little bit of off-roading with it, but Kelly, what about this fire vehicle, man?
It's pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome. When you saw this was on the list for things we could look at, you were pretty excited by this, right?
I was very excited because we hadn't had a chance to get behind the Sequoia. So I had an 03 Sequoia, which obviously we know we're comparing apples and oranges from a little bit perspective, but I was super excited to get behind the wheel of the new 2023.
Yes, and this is the TRD Pro version, and this thing is super aggressive. Now we've talked about the Tundras in the past. I'm a big fan of the lights. It took me a minute to kind of adapt to these lights, but once you put an aggressive tire with it, you kind of give it an aggressive look. These lights really come into their own. This color is fire this is a fun looking SUV.
It is really a fun looking SUV. You know, when I first saw it from a distance, I was like, okay, it's orange, but this is a different orange. This actually, the pictures and video are not going to do this one justice. So you really have to put your eyes on it in person. But I will say it's very pearly. Again, you're not going to see it in here, but there is really a pearl tint to it. It's
sparkled. I don't know if you can see that or not. But for a big SUV, for kind of a soccer mommy kind of family SUV, this is it's something I don't really think the other brands have captured. I know Ford has, you know, their Timberland version and stuff, but this is like kind of like hot rod a little bit, but yet it's off-road. Now they do all the special fun stuff that Toyota did with the Tundra. You know, you get all the weird kind of camos on there. So how that holds up, I don't know, because I may get tired of that after a while, but it is cool that they're going outside the box and doing some fun stuff like that.
For sure.
Kelly, this thing is built to take a beating, right?
I am a huge fan of the kick plates because they're not kick plates.
Well, these are metal steps, and they're kind of like what you might see on a Ford Raptor, so sand can fly through there if you're out in the dunes having some fun with this thing. Now, the back of it, all very aggressive, very Tundra-like. So these body lines, though, for me, this right through here just it's racy.
Yeah.
Like the way, if you look at the front lights, the way they bleed with that body line, and then it comes back in and slopes right into the taillights. Very, very cool in this thing. Now you're going to get, but they have their big suspension package on this. But it's all tuned by TRD. I believe it's a Fox suspension on this thing. You're getting the BBS, forged wheels. I like the little TRD accents they've done to it. They've done enough of TRD accents to this that it's not over the top. It's not in your face. Now on the trucks, the last gen, they were stamping it in the side of it, which might be fun in this, but we don't need it because you're buying you want people to know, hey, I've got a Sequoia. I have to say, I like how they've done Sequoia. Other manufacturers could take note. You don't need your logo stretched out over the thing.
For sure.
The Sequoia is fine in that. And I like how it's blacked out. Especially with this color, all the black badging looks really good.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed it or not, Dave, but there is actually a piano black finish on some things and a matte black finish on some things. So,
well, yeah, right here. If you look at the writing, it's very glossy. You get down to the plastics, very matted. And
right here it's matted too.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it's actually on the mirror too. The mirror too is that way. So you've got like a two-tone on the outside of the mirror, the color.
Well, let's take a step inside, Kelly, and let's point out all the creature comforts.
Let's talk about the inside. You know, I am all about the creature comforts. You've got really nice stitched seats. You've got that TRD Pro stitched in there. Adjustable headrest, which is super, super nice because Dave likes a specific spot. I like a specific spot in the seat from a comfort perspective, but I'm really digging the stitching in the seats. The camel's very cool, actually. Like, this is taking that play on the outside of the vehicle, so you're bringing the outside in, so that makes a huge difference.
And it's not over the top, Kelly.
Mm-mm.
It's just enough that you feel sporty in this, but it's not like the way it's blended into the perforated areas. Like it doesn't feel like, well, for one, I don't think I would get old, and if they'd done some weird digital camo in these seats, eventually you're tired of it.
Well, and I'll be honest, this perforation has a purpose because I was feeling some AC on my back as we were driving to the spot, which feels really good in the Texas heat. Talking about some more of the things, you've got your maybe your insurance card, maybe some minor things in there. That's not gonna hold a ton, but you do actually have that extra spot there that opens up wide if you need it, or you can also open it up all the way. You got your sunglasses, your different miscellaneous things. You've got your A and C USBs.
Coins?
Look at there. I wish we had that in more vehicles, because you do have those rogue coins.
Who has coins?
I do have some rogue coins in the vehicles we drive.
But you can almost, a small laptop would almost fit in there.
Yeah.
Nice that there's some charging with that. And yeah, no, and it shuts. I do like how if you just have something small you need to get in there, you do have access and you just shut it up. Being a TRD, you're going to get all the little racy, nice big steering wheel. I can't say enough. This is one of the nicer steering wheels that I've jumped into. Being Toyota, this being their high-end model, you're going to get that nice Jbl sound system with this, I forget, 14.5-inch display, something ridiculous. I mean, look, you can see my hands, and well, you know, it's still
Don't
a lot.
show your hands, show my hands.
Right. You're getting a lot of USB up here. This one has wireless charging that actually seems to work well with your phone.
It actually works through our case, which is not common with most vehicles we sit in. Yeah, not the case. In the cases that we typically use.
So you push the old TRD red button there. And as you can see, oh, look at that pretty Sequoia. I love the graphics that they put in these things now. Look at the sportiness of the dash in this thing. The center stack there looks great, very racy. Once again, the steering wheel, very comfortable. And it seems to be laid out very well as well. Something we've noticed in the Tundra when we got to do the first drives of the Tundra. Now, like the Tundra, I love all the gauges, the way they do it. It's very kind of fighter pilot like you just feel like you were launching a rocket at somebody when you're just trying to turn up the AC and all that. Now you've got an electronic parking brake over here that you can see. You just pull to do that. Sporty shifter on this thing. That shifter feels good in your hands, and Kelly, you're kind of in your drive position, and if you want to lay your hand up there, it seems like you're very comfortable. A lot of arm here rest to do it. Something else Toyota does is a lot of armrest up here. I like that, once again, the blacked out, not a lot of chrome. This is the sportier model, so you don't want a lot of chrome that's going to get all tore up. Clearly, when you buy this vehicle, you know what you're buying. You're buying this big old Toyota. I like the little, it's not carbon fiber, it gives it a little bit of accent, a little sport to it. Once again, no chrome. That's what I like about the TRD. There's not a lot of chrome on this thing.
Yeah, because we've talked about it in the past, different vehicles have that chrome on there, and let me tell you, you don't think they're going to be blind spots, but guess what, they are.
Yes.
They're totally blind spots when it comes to things.
And you got a glove box here, fairly big glove box.
Laptop in there too.
Yeah, very big glove box in that. Everything's very laid out. Look, once again,
More cup holders.
So like two here. You got two more in the doors, almost three in the doors. Like, fluids beware. Now look where the mic is for the hands-free wireless.
Oh,
right
nice
by your
call.
head.
Yeah,
right by your head.
You
now,
got a speaker right there too for it.
And you're getting a little bit of a sunroof, which we do love the sunroof.
That's just up, so it'll go down, and then you have the option of open.
So, if you want a little sun like I'm getting right now, you open up the old sunroof, and if you want it, it's pretty easy, well laid out here.
Nope, gotta hold it to close it. Nope,
there you go. Once it kicks in, it kicks in.
And look what else you have. You have the gate open right there. Just the touch of a button that'll go ahead and open
Mom's
that.
pulling up to the school. She wants to open up the old gate. Let little Timmy throw his stuff back there, a little Jilly, and you go from there, which is pretty nice. Look at that. Now, the real question is, does it shut when you push it?
The arrow shows it does, so let's see.
Look at that. That is amazing. That is a school mom's dream, right?
Yes, for sure. Because we have a saying in our house when I do school drop-off, tuck and roll. Tuck and roll. I am not that mom that is going to sit there and kiss my kid, feed them breakfast, do all the things when they're getting out of the vehicle. I am, have your stuff ready, we're pulling up, we're getting ready to stop, so get out. Love you, bye. So to have that ability, if Johnny or Jimmy or Timmy or whatever names we're talking about has the musical instrument in the back that they have to get out beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
You're no longer worrying about the person behind you honking at you and yelling at you.
And look at this screen, man. This screen, very crisp. We've documented it before. I know you'll see a little flickering because of the camera, but very nice. We're going to take one of these off-road, Kelly, and a lot of crawl control features, which I know I'm iffy on crawl control because I have control issues, so I like to manually shift into I'm an old manual transfer case guy, but modern technology and Toyota really has done well with this, and they Toyota reps are really bragging about how quiet their crawl control is now. I guess before it was a little clunky. I don't remember it being clunky, but they were like, hey, it's quieted down now. So that means clearly people have complained about that, and they've clearly made choices to fix that.
Well, and one thing we haven't talked about yet is the pulling capability of this. You've got your tow and haul buttons. You've also got them right here as well.
Your braking,
Your braking. So I'm pretty sure they quoted, what, 9,500 pounds
yeah, something
on
like
this?
that.
9,000 or 9,500 pounds, which is huge for an SUV from that perspective, because you're hauling your people, you're hauling your things, you're hauling everything, and you want to go ahead and take this on an adventure.
Yeah, and speaking of adventure, they may want this vehicle back because we're not allowed to take this one off-road. But let's go find the one that we can take off-road, and I'm curious what, because you haven't got to, I got to pre-drive that one in off-road a little bit. I want to see what you think about it, and we'll go from there.
White snow, red sky, reach up for so high, blue eyes, fake cry.
And we'll put it in neutral to go into 4 low. So you push the little button there and then slide it down. 4 low. It'll engage. Now you can go and back into drive. And then we'll hit the crawl control button right here.
Okay.
And that'll bring it up on the dash here. And so you're in low 2 right now, so that's the slowest speed. And to adjust your speeds, you can use the dial right here. And so on this rock climb right here, I've been liking to do about low 1.
Okay.
And then, so on crawl control, you're not going to use any brake or accelerate at all. You just steer, and it'll just, it's like an off-road cruise control. So you'll just climb right up these rocks.
Now that's all one pedal, basically. You just, you're steering, and that's about it with their crawl control. It's got a couple, a low and an extra low feature to this, and look at it. All Kelly's doing is steering. Look at that monster right up that thing. So Kelly, how was that crawl control feature?
It was actually pretty awesome. I will have to say that that would be an amazing feature to have.
Yes, yes, definitely on bucket list if you're for this vehicle and you do plan on any kind of off-roading. And it helps a more of a novice too. Like if you're not super comfortable with how to approach the gas and brake pedal, that seems to be the answer right there. All right, Kelly, you've done off-roading now. Let's take this thing on-road and experience it that way.
Let's see what the daily driver creature comforts are like.
Kelly instantly has got to take this thing and give it a little bit of gas.
Well, you know what I do? I got to see what it does on takeoff. Come on now, don't mess with. You're just jealous that you're not in the driver's seat.
That is true. All right, Kelly, you give it the beans. How was that?
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of get up and go to it, man.
It does. It's not as heavy as I thought it might be.
Well, let's enjoy the rest of the ride here. All right, so that was the first look at the TRD Pro Sequoia. I want to say thank you to Toyota of America for letting us have this vehicle. And if you guys like this content, please let us know. Put it in the descriptions. Let us know, are you Team Toyota on this? Are you just interested? Are you a person that doesn't care about any particular brands and this vehicle appeals to you? Let us know what you think of this. And maybe with your help, we can get more vehicles. So please like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, this has been your All-Terrain Nation. Or what are we, Kelly?
We are out. And this has been your first look at the 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro.